In 1996, a 21-year-old college kid legally demanded Pepsi hand him a $23 million fighter jet, and Pepsi's answer was to hire a small army of lawyers to make sure he never got it. It started as a joke in a Pepsi commercial. Collect enough points, redeem them for a Harrier Jet. Nobody at Pepsi thought anyone would take it literally. One guy did the math. He realized buying enough Pepsi points was actually cheaper than buying the jet, so he raised $700,000 from investors and sent Pepsi a check. Pepsi refused to pay, so this turned into a real federal lawsuit. A college student versus one of the biggest companies in the world. And by the end of this video, you're going to find out exactly how a company gets out of its own commercial in a court of law. Because on paper, he actually had a case. So let's break down exactly how he got here. The kid's name was John Leonard, a business student who watched that commercial like a numbers problem instead of a punchline. He noticed something in the Pepsi stuff catalog. You didn't actually have to drink 7 million Pepsis to get 7 million points. You could just buy points directly, 10 cents each. Therefore, by his math, 7 million points came out to $700,000. For a jet worth $23 million. Not a loophole. A $22 million discount sitting in a catalog, apparently by accident. But $700,000 isn't pocket change for a college student. Therefore, Leonard pulled together investors, including a Seattle businessman named Todd Hoffman, and scraped the money together. He filled out the official order form, attached the required points, and mailed Pepsi a cashier's check for $700,008.50, covering shipping and handling. In the item requested box, he wrote exactly what the commercial promised: one Harrier Jet. Now, Pepsi has a check on their desk and a legal claim attached to it. But this is where it stops being funny for the company that made the ad. Pepsi sent the check back. They called the jet a gag. Obviously satire, they said. Nobody could seriously think a soda company was giving away military aircraft. Therefore, as far as Pepsi was concerned, the matter was closed. But Leonard didn't see a joke. He saw a written broadcast offer. And in contract law, an offer accepted exactly as written is supposed to be binding. Therefore, his attorney filed suit in federal court. Not a complaint. A legal demand. Hand over the jet or pay what it's worth. That's when Pepsi stopped treating this like a PR headache and started treating it like an actual threat. They brought in a serious legal team, not to negotiate, to bury the case. Because if a jury decided an ad that specific counts as a binding contract, that ruling doesn't just cost Pepsi one jet. It means every exaggerated claim, every joke prize, every while supplies last gag, and every commercial in America suddenly becomes a legal liability. Therefore, this was never really about the jet. It was about making sure nobody else got any ideas. But Pepsi still had a problem their lawyers couldn't argue away. The commercial was real, it aired, it said 7 million points, and Leonard acquired those points exactly the way the catalog told him to. So their legal team had to convince a federal judge that no reasonable person watching Pepsi's own commercial should have believed Pepsi's own commercial. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If nobody's supposed to take the ad seriously, why did Pepsi spend millions making sure everyone did? That question landed in front of Judge Kimba Wood in a Manhattan federal courtroom in 1999. Her ruling didn't just settle the fate of one jet, it became one of the most cited cases in American contract law, still taught to first-year law students today. But before she ruled, Pepsi did something that told you exactly how seriously they were taking this. While the lawsuit was still active, they quietly rewrote the Pepsi stuff catalog, changing the jet's price from 7 million points to 700 million, and adding fine print just in case. Therefore, Pepsi wasn't just defending a lawsuit, they were patching the hole before the judge could even rule on it, which leaves the real question the entire case comes down to. If Pepsi had to go back and fix their own ad to stop this from happening again, doesn't that mean the original ad really did promise what Leonard thought it did? Because legally, Leonard did everything right. He read the offer, he met every condition, he paid in full, exactly as instructed, and he still didn't get the jet.